Got some few ideas from the comments. One of the things was that, are you thinking of the leading tones? Had something to do with Misty. Now, these videos are dated, so make sure you know which video you're referring to, okay? Because a lot of times the questions is like you're sitting in trigonometry class and you open the trigonometry book in the middle and ask a question. Can't answer it. So, another question was, what do you think about Ted Green's approach or this guy's approach? I like the way Ted Green plays, but I'm self-taught. Everything I came up with, I came up on my own. So why would I know about somebody else's teaching? See what I mean? I can't answer those questions. I'm pretty much, my father taught me how to play the guitar. I studied jazz for a short time with a bass player named Al Stauffer, a Philadelphia guy. Never studied with Dennis Sandoli or Joe Scrow, although I know who they are, etc., etc. And so, but everything else, I learned on my own by how asking questions, older people. Now, when I'm playing, I'm not thinking about anything. I'm not thinking that, oh, here it is from the fifth, or here it is from the third of the chord, etc. You do all the thinking when you practice. When you play, you have to listen. Okay? Now, another guy expressed some frustrations that, I have to know this, and all this other stuff, and then maybe I can play guitar. Well, anybody can play the guitar. I mean, okay, that's the way you want to play. Good. I have no problem with that. Or you want to play country, whatever, like that, But to play jazz, it's a little more complicated. Also, learn how to read music. Learn how to read music. It's not that hard. It really is. And then there's the argument, well, Charlie Parker didn't know how to read music, John Coltrane. That's such bullshit. Every saxophone player knows how to read music, okay? How do they know the fingerings of the notes? They learn by, have to show them, here's how you finger this note, etc., okay? Wes Montgomery knew how to read, too. There's a lot of myths about that. Pat Martino knew how to read music, okay? Don't fall for that crap. Learning how to read music just means that you have another tool that can help you learn to play jazz. It also is, if you want to make a living, you got to learn how to read music. You have more opportunities. If you want to study jazz, you want to find a Charlie Parker lick, learn how to read music. Okay, that tab shit ain't going to get you anywhere, okay? Basics, here's the basics. Learn what the 12 key signatures are, okay? Key of C, no sharps, no flats. Look, I wrote this down. And there's no PDF. Screw the PDF shit, okay? Because as long as you keep looking at that PDF, you'll never learn anything, okay? It becomes a crutch. Key of F, 1 flat, B flat. The next key is B flat. Has two flats, B flat and E flat. The next key is E flat. It has 3 flats, B flat, E flat, and A flat. Do you notice that the addition of flats, they're going up a fifth? For example, B flat, a fourth. Key of B flat, B flat and E flat, okay? Now, the next key is E flat, and it always contains the flats from the previous key. B flat, E flat, A flat. See how it's starting to work? Key of A flat has 4 flats. B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat. They're going up in fourths. Key of D flat has B flat, E flat, D flat, G flat. And the key of G flat has B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, C flat. 6. Sharp keys. Key of G, 1 sharp, F sharp. Let's look where these go. Key of D, 2 sharps, F sharp, C sharp. Now they're going up in fifths. Key of A, F sharp, C sharp, G sharp. Key of E, F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp. Key of B, F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, A sharp. Key of F sharp, everything's sharp. F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, A sharp, E sharp. Okay? Memorize it. That's not rocket science. I mean, memorize it. Remember how in school you had to learn the multiplication tables? That's a lot harder than learning this. This is a piece of cake. So, another one was influential albums, you know. Albums that I like, etc., like that. Well, if I make a list of albums, there's always be a couple people, well, what about this, and what about that, and what about this guy, and this guy, and this guy, and this guy, okay? Now, it's not so important what I think about different players, whether it's guitar or kazoo or oboe players. That doesn't matter what I think. What matters is what you think. Who do you like, okay? So I can tell you who records that influenced me, okay? The first one was Jazz Winds from a New Direction by Hank Garland. If it wasn't for that record, I wouldn't be here now. I would not want to play jazz. The next one that my father turned me on to was Johnny Smith, Moonlight in Vermont. Okay, he set the bar so high on that record as far as cleanliness and, what could I say, sound, everything. Now let's see. After that, Howard Roberts. Howard Roberts is a dirty guitar player. I like the title, and you know, it had a lot of influence on me. Okay, and then after that, maybe Tal Farlow, Herb Ellis, Charlie Bird, the great guitars, Barney Kessel. Okay, anything with Tal Farlow on it is good. And then around that point, I started to listen to saxophone players. Okay. Now, there's a couple records there. Charlie Mingus live at Carnegie Hall. There's 2 sides to the record. One side of the album, it was Perdido, which is kind of like was a Rhythm Changes Bridge. C minor, F7, turn around to 2. Does that twice, and then the bridge rhythm changes. A lot of saxophone players soloing there. The one that sticks out to me is Roshan Roland Kirk. The most amazing guitar solo I've ever heard. The most amazing solo I've ever heard in my life. I wanted to play the guitar like that. Then Oscar Peterson. Holy shit. Give me a break. It's like he was from another planet. And then there's other guys in a different style. Would be Bill Evans, you know, with those closed voicing. Alice in Wonderland. arpeggio. I'll do it in G. It's the G major 9. But same thing. Same thing. So I'm trying to think if there's something else that I wanted to mention. Learn how to read, get the key signatures, chord inversions. Start with these. From those you can make any other chord. Make them a ninth, raise the root, etc. Make them minors, lower the third. That means you have to know the names of the notes on the fingerboard. No shortcut to that. I never even thought about learning them because I learned how to read when I was 7 years old. By the time I was 12, I had gone through all 7 books of Mel Bay. After that, maybe I was I don't know, maybe 14 I went through all those books. Maybe 15, 16, started reading violin music. That's Wolfart Etude number 1, and that's where I changed my picking from alternate to whatever picking I do. Economy, there's so many goddamn names for all that stuff, and there's so many guys that take credit for it, you know. I learned it from a student of Joe Scrow, a great guitar player in Las Vegas, Nevada, Joe Lano. He showed it to me. And it came in handy when I had to play Charlie Parker stuff. Anyway, all right. I can do one of these on YouTube. They can actually do it live, so it would have to probably be at night. Now I'm going out of town from September 7th to the 14th. I'm going to Arvada, Colorado, which is outside of Denver, Colorado. I'm doing a Big Jersey jazz teaching camp with Frank Vignola, Bruce Foreman, Pasquale Grasso, Ken Smith, Jocelyn Gould, and Beth Marlis, who runs the MIT, the Guitar Institute. So I'm looking forward to that. And then after that is the Rocky Mountain Archtop Festival. So it's a busy week, I guess. I just told myself a joke. So I do try to read all the comments, but please know what the hell you're talking about. You know, when you ask me a question, you know, there's a few guys, I don't know what I don't understand what they're trying to say. I don't know anything about 5 positions, 7 positions. That was some guy, you know, I mean, I don't know. If it works for that person, then it's good. But I personally don't know it. I don't know how anybody else teaches. I'm clueless, okay? All right, so I hope that clears up some shit. I don't know what to call this video, but I'll come up with something. And, of course, I always leave out. You shut the television off. I always leave out the obvious, probably because they're close friends of mine. The number one comes to mind, Pat Martino. I know him since I was 16 years old. El Hombre, that record blew me away. Okay, Joe Pass. I can't believe I left him out. The virtuoso records. Nobody could play solo guitar like him. And also his previous stuff was, man, he was smoking. And Jim Hall with Bill Evans, that record. Yeah. I'm leaving somebody out again, but otherwise this video will go on forever. So here's the joke that I was thinking. There's a guy needs a job and got laid off, so he sends out his resume. He gets his resume all together, and the guy calls him. Guy is interested in hiring him. He says, "Listen, man, you're just such a perfect fit for this company. You'll fit right in." He says, "But I'd like to come in and interview you in person. Let's see if I can get to know you." So the guy goes at 9 o'clock in the morning, and the interview person, the boss, says to him, "Listen," he says, astounding, your resume. He says, "What would you say is your a bad personality trait that you have?" And the guy thinks for a minute, and he says, "Well, I'm brutally honest." And the boss says to him, "Well, I don't think that's necessarily a bad attribute." And the guy says, "I don't really give a fuck what you think. Goodbye."